Come with us now on a journey back to April. April. Find the headline of the week. Headline of the week.
Outrage!
Whatever happened to Boosh? Bring it back. Julian, Noel, get on it. Should I do the whole thing in this or... No, I think it's going to be too ridiculous. Headline of the month. The simple rundown is a bunch of headlines. We look at them. We throw some in the trash. We keep some around. We narrow it down to a top 3. Then we go through those top 3 and actually read the articles and choose which one's the best for the whole month. This month being April. It's probably the quickest I've ever explained it. Usually I take forever. Let's jump into it. No, hang on, that's Philly D. Let's dive into it. What other ways can we go into it? Slide into it. Let's dip into it. I like that. Let's dip into it. Golden Retriever Moody after grooming accident leaves her looking like a money box dog. Isolation haircuts are not exclusive to humans. Dogs are getting them too. You have to walk around with coins everywhere and we're not meant to be touching them. So, yeah, I don't know. That one's in the trash. Distraught sausage dog cries for an hour as he watches his favourite toy in the washing machine. That poor doggy doesn't understand. Or maybe he does. He's like, I don't want the smell to go away from my... I don't want that beautiful smell to go away from my toy. Stop washing it. He's drowning in there. He's drowning. Fantastic little headline, but not the headline of the week.
Outrage!
Week. I'm still stuck on week. It's headline of the month. City official who tossed cat during Zoom meetings resigns from commission. Chris Platzer, a former planning commissioner for Vallejo, California, was apparently drinking a beer during a public meeting conducted online. This is where COVID has taken us. Suddenly you're working from home on your Zoom calls, you're mixing work and pleasure, you don't realise that you're actually a real pig at home. And then you're taking it to the workplace. And obviously this guy's been caught out, which I think is good, but I don't think the headline is. Bin. $500,000 bet on rock, paper, scissors written off by an appeal court. Alright, let's do it now. $500,000, you and me. Ready? Ready, set, go. Did I win? Should I be depressed right now, or... You know what? The court's probably going to call it off anyway, so let's just call it even. I'm actually kind of interested. I might read more into that. House hunters can get on the property ladder with a £40,000 home made from animal poo. Okay, I'm in the market. I'll consider it. It's one of those tiny houses though. I don't think I could live in one of those. You can, I mean, if you're going around the world or around the nation, in that, I guess it'd be alright. This is good though. It's good. Animal poo, recyclable. It's a good use of waste. Unfortunately, this is going to be turned into waste right now. It's going in the bin. Artificial intelligence distinguishes between 1,000-year-old ancient human and dog poo. What were the scientists doing? They're trying to determine if poo joggers existed 1,000 years ago. I love also how there's that little 2-centimetre mark. It's like, what? Is this for me as the reader to be able to compare it to my own fecal matter? I need to know if there's any backstory as to why are they researching that? Let's put it in holding for now. Woman saved after breast implant defected bullet away from her heart. For all of you out there saying, you don't need it. You don't know. You're fine the way you are. Maybe they do. Maybe people do need to be getting breast implants. Weird tangent, but in the Green Day Bullet in a Bible concert docu-series thing, and they went to that museum and there was a Bible that stopped a bullet. Breast implant that saved a bullet. Amazing. That's impressive, and it's going in holding. Nursery teacher's virtual story time ruined by raunchy horses in the background. Oh, boy, there they are. Why? Was it just to bring in the horses to be like, the story is about horses, so here's some real life horses? This is the problem with the world we're now living in, where you can broadcast yourself at any point in time with intent of education, but then what turns from story time turns to sex education really quickly. Funny, but not the headline of the month. Need to stop saying that. I always say, oh, it's funny, but it's not the headline of the month. Stop saying that. It's going in the trash. Be more firm with your trash throws. Mum left mortified after finding sex positions in 5-year-old's Frozen 2 diary. Sex positions? Oh, yep, no, sex positions, sex toys as well. It's like an order form. Can you order sex positions? Is this... Who sold this? How did it get through? What? I love just the idea that there's a printing press somewhere and they've got 2 runs going. Got the Frozen 2 diary, yep, got that going. And then on the other run, you've got the brothel rundown. You just check the boxes for what you want and we'll put it together for you. And somehow someone's going, I'm sure that goes together, that's fine, just, alright, off you go. Alright, we'll put it in holding. Family given body of woman 80 instead of man 21. A hospital in China has apologised after its morgue mixed up the two bodies belonging to two different families. How? You had one job, give the right people the right body, and somehow you ruin that. Like the headline we just read, it's human error. Again, we're just bad. We should just get machines to do everything. Why do we even bother? Alright, I'm trashing that one. World's oldest living man celebrates 112th birthday in isolation. Bob Wayton lived through the 1918 flu and 2 world wars, but said nothing in his 11 plus decades prepared him for life in the coronavirus era. A flu and 2 world wars, and you still weren't ready for this. Come on, mate. I went through 2 world wars and still had to blow out my candles alone on my 112th birthday. Oh, sad. He looks pretty happy though. I mean, just thinking that guy's lived through, it's just incredible that his whole life has contained all of those events. It'd be interesting to know how they affected him, if at all, 1918, how old was he, and did it change something about it? I don't know. Bin. Okay. What the hell is this? Woman's lover is a territorial raptor. He spotted me. I was terrified, obviously. It was love at first sight. What? There be territorial raptors out here getting girls, and I can't married, but there be guys out there that can't, and the territorial raptor can. What is going on here? That definitely needs some explanation. Woman dating a chandelier has discrimination case thrown out. Does that mean we can discriminate against her? I don't really care. It's going in the bin. Woman wakes up in a body bag after mistakenly being declared dead. The funeral parlour staff found the married mother moving in the bag. I don't even want to think about that. It happens. It's happened before, and I reckon it'll happen again. Oh, jeez, I just don't want to think about it. Do I want to know more about it? That's the question. And the answer is no. Mystery as millions of bugs swarm over a beach in Yorkshire. They may have washed up from the sea. Well, yes? What other explanation do you have? The thing is, 1% of me wants to know. The other is just like, yeah, weird stuff happens in the world. Move on with it. And that's the side we're gonna go with. Man forced to isolate alone in ghost town with murderous past after being snowed in. Yeah, imagine, I don't know, there must be other situations out there as well where people have had to isolate somewhere where they didn't want to because they got stuck there. Because we're that far ahead and we're looking back on April now. It's like Zac Efron has apparently been at Byron Bay this whole time. That wouldn't be so bad now if you're in a ghost town with a murderous past. How's he meant to get groceries? He's just hanging out with all his ghosty friends and is going to become one himself. I'm not interested. Going in the trash. Speeding driver broke lockdown to drive 120 miles for cheap bread. But officer, it was cheap. It was so cheap. He broke lockdown. He drove 120 miles an hour. I'm going to assume that's over the speed limit. For cheap bread. Why? You're in isolation. Make your own bread. Bin. Woman buys sex toy on eBay is mortified when she realises she's used her mum's account. All the suggested things start popping up for mum. Mum gets interested. All of a sudden, there's more than one thing vibrating in the house. And I'm not talking about the electric toothbrush. I think the only thing that could be a positive from that is if she got to use mum's credit card and therefore, didn't have to pay for it herself. Bin. Ghosts clad in bed sheets scare people into sticking to coronavirus lockdown. Do they though? Do they really scare people? I think it was last month we were looking at in March where there was the guy that made the coronavirus helmet. That was cool. This is just dumb. I'd rather have a man made of masks. A human who's got masks all over them. The mask man. I would be more scared of that. I think people are just bored at home and they're taking their shenanigans to the street where they're not meant to be. You're meant to be at home as well. Go in the bin. See, this is much better. Police encourage social distancing by dressing up as the coronavirus itself. I can see a spin-off for these guys after the virus is over. The Rona twins on their epic adventures on cleanliness and teaching kids how to avoid viruses. Imagine if you're a police officer and you get into work. All right, you're walking the beat down there. You're doing, speed cameras out there. And Jeremy, yep. Come here. I've got a special job for you. Get in the suit. Trash it. I pretend my husband's farts are my phone vibrating to stay sane during lockdown. Here I was saying earlier in the piece that people are pigs at home and they're bringing it back to work. Turns out old mate's a pig all the time. The wife didn't realise because he obviously never was home, now he is. She's realising what a true pig he is. I would just go isolate somewhere else. I'd be like, mate, if you're going to do... No, I'd send him away. This is my comfort zone, you get out. Pretend it's a phone vibrating. You're only kidding yourself, lady. Put it in the bin. Put it in the bin. Mum who gave birth during coronavirus calls lockdown child COVID Bryant. No. No. How many times do I have to say it? No. Bin. News reporter working from home screams at topless dad who interrupts broadcast. I think isolating with my parents would be alright. I think it'd be fine. But I don't think my dad walks around topless. I mean, it's been a while since I've been home. That's just brilliant. I kind of want to see the vision. Alright, let's chuck it in.
Technology kills viruses in just one... What did you do, Mom? Dad, holy crap!
And then chuck this in the bin. Police department begs citizens to wear clothes in public. Police in Tanetown, Maryland say at least one local is behaving strangely these days. They used to wear clothes all the time and now the virus is around, people are getting naked. I don't get it. Why do they have to beg people to wear clothes? The subtext says there's one local who's... They're saying begging citizens. So is it this one person setting a bad example, or are there multiple people who are just going around topless, interrupting their daughters, trying to do the weather from home? I don't know, it's going in the bin. Driver's attempt to speed through a roundabout goes horribly wrong. The wild scene was caught on video. It was wild, it's beautiful, check it out. And now we'll put it in the bin. Florida judge begs lawyers to get dressed for Zoom hearings. Here we go again. Dennis Bailey griped that one of the male lawyers appeared shirtless during a meeting while a female attorney stayed in bed. Well, mate, what can you expect about the bed thing? You want a bit of professionalism? As long as they're doing their job, who cares how they're dressed? You know, it's Corona, it's people are at home. Give them some creature comforts in this time of stress. Florida judge, you're going in the bin. Truck stuffed with toilet paper catches on fire in Texas interstate. A tractor trailer hauling toilet paper crashed and caught fire near Dallas early Wednesday, spilling the hot commodity all over the interstate. Imagine the amount of that you could have hoarded. No, now the people who've hoarded it, this is why. They're so smart, they're thinking in 2030. Hoard the paper now because then it's going to become in demand because I've hoarded it. And then when toilet paper is out of here, I'm gonna have some. I've got it. I don't know the logic behind it. There was a week or two there where we got pretty close to, we got down to our last roll, but this is the thing, if no one had hoarded in the first place, this wouldn't be a headline, which is why it's going in the bin. And finally this month, a dog found behind wheel after high-speed chase in Washington state. A very sweet pit bull was reportedly in the driver's seat after the car crashed. Her owner faces multiple charges. There's something to that story that's not being said. We need to put it in holding. Alright, what do we got? 6 headlines. We need to get rid of 3 to find our top 3 for this month. We have 1,000-year-old poo distinction, printing error, breast implants saving lives, massive bet on a rock, paper, scissors, dog found behind a wheel after a high-speed chase, and a woman's lover who's a territorial raptor. That one we need to learn more about. I don't think we need to know about the printing error. The massive bet on the rock, paper, scissors is just a massive bet that's been written off. It's going in the bin. And I think the poo should probably be picked up and put in the bin. So we're left with the breast implant saving a life, dog found behind the wheel, and woman's lover is a territorial raptor. So let's take a deeper dive and find out more about these 3 headlines to determine the headline for April, the headline of the month for April. Now I know what you may be thinking at this point in the video, and it's, hey Craig, your hair's changed. You got a bit more of a scruff around this area, and isn't the lighting a bit different? And hang on a minute, you just look a bit generally different shading wise. Well, I just advise you to ignore that, because it probably just means that I got really distracted and didn't film for like the second half of this video for a couple of days. Weeks even. But it's happening now. I don't know why we've addressed it for this long. Let's move on with these stories. Woman saved after breast implant deflected bullet away from her heart. The 30-year-old woman only suffered a fractured rib after she was shot while walking on the street in Ontario. She only realised she'd been shot when she felt heat and pain in her chest and saw blood when she looked out. The victim was then treated at the McLean Clinic in Mississauga, Ontario, where she had her implants removed. No! That's unfortunate. You paid all that money and Aww. The report added only additional injuries she had was a fractured rib. Whoa, look at the ballistics there. That's like something they do in Mythbusters. Did they ever do that on Mythbusters? During surgery, surgeons removed the woman's left breast implant and found a bullet track which aligned with the entry of the womb, but no bullets. They later examined the right implant and found it had been flipped upside down in the dome of the implant was damaged, and the bullet was located underneath the woman's right breast in her chest. And the article ends there. No, it doesn't. It continues. They removed the bullet and gave it to police so it could be forensically examined. Photographs taken by the surgeon show the bullet went right through the left implant and landed on her right implant. The doctor that wrote the paper said the woman's left breast implant subsequently must have deflected the bullet away from her heart and saved her life. That is so lucky. So lucky. He said clinical examination revealed a comfortable patient in no distress, with a single entry wound in the superior pole of the left breast. Basically, the implant saved her life. So I'm suggesting everyone gets breast implants. Even me, I'm booked in this afternoon. I need to hurry this along because, time is ticking. Dog found behind wheel after high-speed chase in Washington State. A very sweet pit bull was reportedly in the driver's seat after he crashed. His owner faces multiple charges. A Washington State man who led police on a high-speed chase on Sunday may have not actually been driving. Officers said they found the suspect's pet pit bull behind the wheel after his 1996 Buick. What kind of a car is a Buick? Buick! What is a Buick? Anyway, the car crashed. Oh, isn't that just a beautiful piece of machinery? Looks like the kind of car a pit bull would drive. Not the car that pit bull would drive. You know what I'm... The unidentified 51-year-old male suspect from Lakewood, Washington, is now facing several charges including GUI, reckless driving, hit and run, and felony eluding, authorities said. The man allegedly struck two vehicles before he fled on Interstate 5. One trooper reported seeing the pit bull in the driver's seat with the owner handling the steering wheel from the passenger seat. The car reportedly hit speeds of 109 miles per hour during the chase, and at one point drove on a popular trail for pedestrians and cyclists. It was fortunately empty. They ended the pursuit by throwing down spike strips, but then came the shocker. The driver told police that he was trying to teach his dog how to drive, according to CNN. I wish I could make this up. I've been a trooper for almost 12 years and wow, I've never heard this excuse. I've been in a lot of high-speed chases, I've stopped a lot of cars, and never have I gotten the excuse that they were teaching their dog how to drive. The officer said the pit bull, whom she described as a very sweet girl, was taken to a local animal shelter. Aww. Her owner was later released on an $8,500 bond, according to USA Today. Oh dear. It wasn't me, sir. I was teaching my dog how to drive. I was just trying to instruct. And finally, Woman's Lover is a territorial raptor who stops by to say hey. A woman who documented what it's like to date someone who works as a terrifying lifelike raptor in a theme park. I already hate it now. I mean, I like it a little bit, but I hate it more than what the clickbait made me think. Megan Emerson filmed the moment she saw her boyfriend dressed up as a massive, realistic dinosaur at Universal Studios in Orlando, Florida, which she said was initially terrifying. This was me seeing my boyfriend for the first time, Emerson wrote in a caption on a TikTok video of her boyfriend being led out by theme park workers dressed as dinosaur handlers from Jurassic Park. He spotted me, I was terrified. There it is. There's your clickbait title. She wrote as her boyfriend approaches her in the costume and roars into the camera. Obviously, it was love at first sight. Damn. Okay. Ooh. Alright. I'm cool with this. Whoop. Uh-oh. How do you get that job? What qualifications do you need? I want that job. That's all I'm saying. I want that job. However, it was not Emerson's boyfriend's frightening raptor impression that has captivated viewers, it's the way he always finds a way to say hello to his girlfriend even when he's in character. The video features 3 clips of Emerson's boyfriend roaring into a crowd of onlookers before turning to Emerson and giving her a wave with his clawed hand. I think it's romantic! Emerson wrote at the end of the video, titled Dinosaur Love, which has already been liked by more than 2.2 million people. Why don't we get those numbers here? Like this video, damn it! Do it now! 2.2 million likes, come on! Putting in hard yards for this. Alright, well we obviously know that's going in third now. Gee, those were two big stories, and as amazing as a bullet being deflected away from your heart, saving your life because of an implant, a breast implant at that. For me, the headline of the month for April is Dog Found Behind the Wheel After a High-Speed Chase in Washington State. The only thing that would have made the headline even better if it was actually Pitbull trying to teach his Pitbull how to drive while he was intoxicated. It's 2020, it could still happen. Thank you for writing this out. If you're still with me here, thank you for making it all the way through this video. Let me know which headline of the ones we showed did you like? Did you find another one? Are you finding other headlines? Come on, you should be looking at dumb news every single day. It's the only way to feel alive. Like the video, 2.2 million likes. Subscribe if you haven't already. How did we get up to over 250? Have we got 250 yet? Keep subscribing, you're doing a good job. I love you. A bit aggressive. I love you. That was a bit questioning. I love you. Hey, we got it. And I will catch you again with another video, something dumb, something silly, or maybe another headline of the month. Who knows? We'll do it real soon again, right here on this channel.